Hey guys, CryptoDad here again, and I wanted to do a setup video on the Ledger Nano G5, the latest addition to the Ledger lineup, coming in at $179. It is the most affordable touchscreen that Ledger has ever produced. I did a setup video on using a computer, and I'll put a link to that down in the description. But today I wanted to do a video using only a phone. There are a lot of people all over the world that have phones but not computers, and they're interested in how you set up the Ledger device using only a phone. So I'm going to do that with you guys today. I'll get it unboxed, configured, and then I'll write down the backup phrase. I'll show you how to use the Ledger recovery key, which comes included with this device, for a quick digital backup. And then I'll show you how to get it connected to your phone using the Ledger Live phone-based app. So let's jump in. Okay, so the initial setup is going to be very similar to what you would do if you were connecting to a computer. We're going to just open it up and get it configured. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and do the initial backup without connecting it at all to Ledger Live. I kind of like to do it offline. You can also connect your device to a charging brick during this process if you don't think it has enough charge, or you can simply let it charge up and then disconnect once it's charged. Either way. All right, so this is what you'll see in the box. You'll see the device. You'll get a recovery key. You're also going to get some documentation and some recovery sheets. All right, so they'll give you 3 recovery sheets. You only need 1, but they give you some extras if you need them. And so we're going to write down our recovery phrase here on our backup sheet. Once we've done that, we can make copies of it, and or we can use metal medium. We can transfer it onto a more robust medium, but don't take pictures of it with your phone. Your phone cloud account could be hacked, and there's a lot of malicious software out there that basically scans cloud accounts looking for seed phrases. So that's a huge risk. You don't want to take a picture of your seed phrase. Write it down locally, store it in a safe location. So I've got that ready, and we'll just go ahead and boot up the device. You'll just hit the power button. You'll go through these initial screens here. All right, and they'll give you some information here. All right, and then when we get to this point, I'm going to set up without Ledger Live. I just like to do it offline. Once we've got the seed phrase written down and the recovery key created, I'll go ahead and connect to Ledger Live. So I'll choose Setup without Ledger Wallet. I keep saying Ledger Live. It's called Ledger Wallet now, so which is a much more natural way of describing the software that comes with your Ledger. So Ledger Wallet. I will get this down. All right, so we're going to skip using Ledger Wallet. We're just going to set the name. You can call this whatever you want. All right, well, I guess you can't edit, so I'm just going to start from scratch here. I'll just call this Nano G5. It's good enough for me. All right, so then after we've named the device, we're going to have to set a PIN. I recommend an 8-digit PIN. You'll need to confirm that PIN. All right, and once we have the PIN set, we'll just go to the backup. We're going to set this one up as a brand new device. I'll cover restores in other videos. Let's hit Setup as New Device. Tap to continue. It's going to give us 24 words, which we'll write down on our card. Make sure you write them in order. Notice that the card has slots for each number of word, and the word order is very important, so just make sure you've written the word down in the corresponding slot on your card. All right, so we'll get up here. Don't take a picture of your seed phrase. I already mentioned that. It gives you the first 4 words, and then just write them down on your card in order. just hit next to go to the next set of words. All right, and once you've got them all written down, it's going to take you through a verification stage. When you start the check, it's going to show you a list of words in the number 1 slot. Just refer to your card and tap the correct word, and it's going to take you through all the words. All right, and once you've successfully tapped on all of the correct words, you'll get to this point. It's going to give you some more information about storing the seed phrase. And don't ever reveal it to anyone, even if they claim to be from tech support. Now, it's going to offer me the option of creating a digital backup with the recovery key. This is a local encrypted backup, and it's PIN protected, just like the device. So you'll set a PIN on your recovery card, and after 3 unsuccessful attempts, it will automatically reset. So even if someone gets a hold of this, they won't be able to restore a device with it. So, and it's a great, easy way to maintain backups. Ledger has very robust backup options now. You've got the full recovery key, which is the normal backup. But the restore process is sort of tedious since you have to enter all 24 words. They have the backup keys now, which make this process so much quicker and easier. And then they also have the Ledger Recovery Service if you want that extra peace of mind where it's going to store your seed phrase on several servers, encrypted and broken up into shards. That's entirely up to you if you want to use Ledger Recover Service, but there are a lot of people that could have benefited from Ledger Recovery Service when they lost their written backup. So a lot of options for backups. So let's go ahead and do the recovery key backup. It's really simple. It says tap to continue. Tell it you have a recovery key and just hold it behind the device. It's going to detect the key, and then we'll go ahead and get it set up, which is also very easy. You're going to set a PIN. You can set a different PIN or the same PIN as your device. It doesn't matter. You'll need to confirm that PIN. All right, and then to create the backup, you're just going to hold it to the back of the device, just like you did when you initialized it. All right. Remember, this is not a replacement for the recovery phrase that we wrote down. It's just a quick and easy alternate way of backing up and restoring. And you can buy as many of these as you want. You could have several of these hidden in different locations. You can also give your recovery key a name. I'll just give it the same name as the device. And I need the recovery keys PIN to do this. All right, it wants us to hold it to the back again, and we're done. That was so easy. And then you can put it in its little pouch, hide it away. You can even label it externally so that when you come across it, you'll know which device it's for. And as I mentioned, you can buy more of these if you want to and create multiple recovery key backups. They're PIN protected, they're encrypted, and very secure. All right, and now the next thing we'll do is use the Ledger Wallet software to get the wallet set up. This is the signer part. All it does is sign transactions. That's its main function. It doesn't hold the crypto. It doesn't display balances, doesn't display transaction histories. You don't want it to do that because if it did, it would have to be connected to the internet. You want this device to hold your private key completely offline. So that's all it does. It communicates with the software, but the private key never leaves the device. So we want to go over to the App Store and download Ledger Live. All right, and just install that. So we launched Ledger Wallet for the first time. We'll choose Get Started here. You can accept or refuse these metrics if you don't want to set it. So the Ledger has already been set up. So we're going to access the wallet. Now, it will go to sleep if you don't touch it for a few minutes. So let's go ahead and disable that. Go ahead and enter your PIN. All right, so to disable the PIN lock, that's the functionality that makes it go to sleep if you haven't touched it in a few minutes. We'll go into the settings. We'll go to screen lock, and then the auto lock I will disable. You can, if you want to, just make it longer. The default is 2 minutes, which is a pretty short amount of time. I like to be able to access my device without it going to sleep. So I'm just going to disable it altogether. If you're using it as a mobile, you might want to consider keeping the screen lock on maybe for 10 minutes so that it will auto lock for you. All right, so we're going to choose access your wallet, and it says connect your ledger, allow Bluetooth. It's going to look for the device. It sees, I've got a couple of devices laying around right now. It sees my G5. So it's going to pair up. There's a pair code. You'll see the pair code on your phone and on your device. You'll just confirm that they match and then hit pair up. Really easy. Now you want to allow the secure connection with Ledger. Now they do offer you the option of using the Ledger recovery service. I'll skip that. I'll allow notifications. And you can jump in here right away and start receiving assets, but I'm going to go ahead and set up the apps on my device for the cryptos that I plan on managing. So I'll tap My Ledger. It sees my G5. I'll tap to connect. All right, and here is where you can see your device check. It says your device is genuine. This is a cryptographic verification that your device is genuine and has not been tampered with. And I'm going to go ahead and install Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and maybe XRP. Notice you'll see activity on the device. The device is in the Ledger wallet, and the Ledger signer are communicating with each other. That's what the secure connection was all about. The apps need to be installed on the device to give you the functionality of the cryptos that you want to manage. This is a security feature. It's actually a great feature of how the Ledger OS works. The apps are siloed from each other so that one application will not affect another. All right, and so the apps were successfully installed. I can go to accounts now. All right, and open the Bitcoin app on my device. By doing this, I'm creating a corresponding account for the Bitcoin app on my device. So the Bitcoin app on the device manages Bitcoin accounts. You can create more than one Bitcoin account if you want to, but you will have to fund the first account before you can create a second account. All right, we'll go ahead and tap confirm here. And now I've added an account. You can also tap here if you want to add funds to the account. You can receive crypto from an exchange or buy crypto directly within the Ledger Live app. I'm just going to close this and maybe add a different account. So in order to add accounts, I'll just tap accounts over here. All right, and then I'll just scroll down just a tad here and I'll choose add a new or existing account. So I'll use the Ledger device, and this time I want to add an Ethereum account, and I can choose my chain. There's lots of chains you can use for Ethereum accounts. I'll just use the Ethereum chain. It's going to communicate with the device, tell me to open up the Ethereum app. It's going to scan the blockchain for this Ethereum address, and it'll see that it's empty, and it'll just offer me the option of creating an empty Ethereum wallet. You can also rename your wallet here if you want to. If you just slide over a little bit, you can edit the name. You could call this Ethereum Nano G5 or whatever you want to call it. It doesn't matter. You can name it after your pet if you want to. And then we confirm that. All right, and now when we're at the wallet interface, you can see I've got two empty accounts here. I'll hit the plus again, and I'll use my device, and I'll go ahead and add a Solana account. It wants me to open the Solana app on the device. All right, it's scanning the Solana blockchain for this wallet address. It's going to see there's no balance, and then it'll just give me the option of creating an empty account. And like I said, if you want to edit the name, you can do that here. You can just take that one off if you want, or you can name it something else completely, and then confirm. And there we go. So that's it. That's all you really have to do to get the device set up, synced up with your Ledger wallet software on your phone, and now you're ready to manage cryptos. Now, it does mention that there's an OS update available for my device. You can do that from your phone now. It used to be that you couldn't do firmware updates using your phone. Now you can with the touchscreen devices. So we'll do Start OS Update. All right, you can see it's transferring the update over to my device. Once the installer has transferred over to the device, we'll just tap Install and let it go ahead and install the firmware update. Ledger calls it OS update now. It's actually a little more accurate and precise, but most people think of this as firmware. All right, and then when you're done, you'll see the updated firmware version there. Now, you can turn on Ledger Sync if you have more than one device, but I'm assuming that's your only phone. You don't have to use Ledger Sync if you only have one device. We'll go back to the wallet. Okay, now that we've got all the accounts set up that we want to use, we'll go ahead and fund one of them. I want to show you how to fund an account and how to send out from account using your device. We'll start with Solana. I'll use Solana as my demo because it's very quick and easy. I don't have to wait very long. Now, if I choose buy over here, they give me quite a few options. You just tell it how much you want to spend. You could spend a small amount if you want. And then they'll show you quotes. Now, these quotes are from third-party payment processors. You're not buying this directly in your wallet or buying it from Ledger. You will have to use third-party payment processors, and they do have their own account sign-up procedures. You'll probably have to provide some identification, some KYC, in order to get the account set up. But those are options, and once you've got the account set up, it's pretty seamless buying crypto this way because the purchase goes directly into your wallet. You don't have to worry about transfers, really. You just hit the buy button. I'm going to show you how to do transfers from an external source. In my case, I'm going to use my Kraken account. So we'll go into Solana, we'll hit Receive, and then we'll just get the address. Now, we want to verify on our device. So just make sure the device is powered up and ready to go. All right, so you'll just tap Verify My Address. All right, you'll allow a secure connection with your device. Depending on the crypto you're using, it will ask you to open the corresponding app. So it wants me to open the Solana app. All right, and then I want to verify the address on my device, and I can see it here on my screen, and I can see it on my device. I'll hit Continue here. And now I have verified the device with the account. Everything's good. I'll hit Copy to copy that address into my clipboard. And then I'm just going to go over to my Kraken account. From Kraken, I'll say I want to transfer, and I'll withdraw some Solana from my account. You see I've got some Solana here in my account. So I'll tap that. Now, this is a brand new address. I've never used this wallet before, so I'll add the address in my Kraken account. I'll call this one, and I'll just call it Demo because I have another one. All right, and then I just need to confirm that in my email. I'll confirm that address in my email. And once I've done that, I should be able to withdraw to that address. I'll just send it all. It's a small test amount. And I'll hit confirm, and off it goes. Now, every exchange is different. That was Kraken. Coinbase would be slightly different. Gemini, Binance, Binance US, they all have their own procedures for doing withdrawals. But the concept is very similar. You get the address from the wallet, and then you use that address to make your withdrawal or transfer. All right, now we can go back over to our Ledger Wallet software and wait for that Solana to come into the wallet. All right, and you can see that the Solana has hit the wallet. So we use the Ledger Wallet software to manage our wallets and our accounts. You can think of each account as a separate wallet as well, but this is the public-facing part of the wallet. The signer maintains the apps and allows you to authorize transactions and verify the accounts. You'll notice that we did that verification using the device. So let's go ahead and sign an outgoing transaction so I can show you the main function of the signer to secure your transactions. So let's hit Solana. Let's send it back to Kraken. I know you normally wouldn't just send crypto back and forth like this, but we'll do that. This time I'll hit transfer deposit. I'll tell it that I want to send Solana into my account. It's going to give me a Solana address. Right. I'll just go back over to the Ledger wallet. I'll go into my Solana. This time I'll choose send. And then I'll paste in that address that I got from Kraken. All right, now it says account not funded. That doesn't matter. It's just a warning. All you have to do is make sure that you verified that address, that it is correct, right? We can see it here, and we can see it here. We can scroll through it if we want to. You don't need a memo for Kraken. Some exchanges do, but if they did need it, they would have provided it. They did not provide me with a memo field, so I don't need it for Kraken. All right, and then after we've got the address in, we'll tell it how much. We don't need the tag, so we'll hit don't add tag. Right, I'll go ahead and send the max back out. We'll hit continue. Continue again. It's going to give us a breakdown of the amount and the fees. These are blockchain fees. All right, it's going to connect to the device to ask for verification or authorization. Right, I'll allow the secure connection. It wants me to open the Solana app. And then it's going to ask me to sign or authorize this transaction. So I look over the details of the transaction and then hold to sign here. And now I've just sent crypto out. Now, that's the security of my signer device, right? No one can withdraw crypto from my wallets unless they have the private key, which is what's contained on the signer. So as long as I have this device, I will be able to access and move crypto out if I want to. No one else is going to be able to do that. And then you'll see the wallet in Ledger Live will be effectively empty. And then you can just go over to your Kraken account and wait for the transaction to come in and hit the account. If you have any questions about anything I said, please throw them up in the comments and I'll do my best to get them answered.